What is your definition of a leader?
I think a leader is many things. People, groups in every walk of life, be it a corporation, be it a football team, be it a McDonald's restaurant, there's always got to be somebody to lead. And a leader should be someone that gives the people that he's working with a belief that he is going to do things to better them, not to put them in harm's way, be it in harm's way or be it financially. Leaders should be compassionate, should be understanding, should give that idea that he is in for and to help the people that are following him. Yes. Hey, Kara. Yep. All right. How is she? Yeah, but that could be that way. See? Yeah. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. In the light, in my office, I have recess lighting, right? And of course, the recess is a silver or a white, which reflects the light down onto what's underneath it. And it was hard for her to sit here. I could tell her that. I could tell you. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. Well, heck yeah, especially someone like her. I just think, and it's hard to understand, for her to understand, but, what you need to do is just understand the fact that this is going to happen. And it could be, cleared up by Monday, or it could linger on, Now, the baseball kid that got hit, the side of the head, much, 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 much more severe. And not even close. I mean, we're not even talking a comparison. But he still has quite a few issues. Yeah, could. I don't think so in this case. I think what we're seeing and what you're seeing is very natural in a situation like this. She remembers things, I believe, just in talking to her. Is she sleeping okay? Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. See, he couldn't do that. He could not do that. So, but no, I think we'll be fine. You have my cell. Okay, 954 303 1015. Call me tomorrow and Sunday. Let me know what's happening. And when you feel like she can talk on the phone, I'd like to say hi to her. Over the weekend. Okay. All right. Thank you, Ms. King. Bye now. Okay. Ready?
Yeah. As you were a leader, what are some ways you incorporated creativity into being a leader?
Well, I think if you're going to lead people, as you well know, there's no direct line that you follow in life. You don't follow an arrow that's pointing in the right direction all the time. But as a leader, you've got to make certain decisions, certain judgments to follow the arrow that you think is the straight arrow, the arrow that's going to lead you to whatever you're trying to get to. Football is a great example of that. Obviously, you want to try to win football games. You want to have the team follow this leader, then they believe that leader is going to take them on the straight path. So, I mean, creativity is a lot of different things. I think it would be remiss if we talked about it because there's so many things to talk about. But in general, I think that, when you go down and you have a goal, there's going to be times when you're going to move off your line to get to that goal, and then you've got to be creative enough not only to get yourself back to lead, but also get the people that are with you to follow that lead.
Okay, and when you were in Indiana, did you know that you wanted to coach football?
No, I had an issue when I was younger, and my high school coach got me through that issue, and has always been there, was always there for me when I struggled in that particular time in my life. I still talk to that guy. During my 34 years of coaching, I talked to him every week that we had a football game over that time period. And in 2008, when we played in Cincinnati, he came to the game to watch us play. So, I mean, I was a guy that needed help, and he was there to help me. And I figured, well, you know what? If there's something I can give to the young people I work with through this period that spanned over 40 years now, that's what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm. And how was it in 1975 being your first year's head coach? I'm assuming that you needed his help because like you went to him then?
No, I mean, obviously we talk back and forth on things all the time, but in 1975, in the first spring practice, we only had 26 guys sign up for the team, and I was teaching PE then, and I strongly encouraged those guys that weren't practicing or playing to come out to practice. Mm-hmm. One of the things we did then, we didn't play anybody both ways. So you can only play one way, and that was to encourage guys and get more people to come out. And it certainly morphed into what we have now with about 250 players out there.
Yeah. And as you've been a head coach, well, you were a head coach for quite a while. What was one of the greatest or some of the greatest moments you had as a head coach?
You know, I mean, if you look over all the period of years, there were a lot of great moments, and too many to count. I think the greatest moments, and make that plural, is the times that I had to work with players that played here and the great human beings that I had the opportunity to coach and work with. We've had some great people here.
And as like leaders at times a struggle, because I mean you can't have a perfect run all the time. Like what were some of yours?
In 1989, we went 4-6. Was the only losing season we had. We had players on the team that were pretty good players, but for some reason a lot of selfishness crept in, and it was more. We had a lot of guys that were, you know, me guys. You know, it's about me, and if you have that, you're not going to be successful.
Yeah, it's all about the team working together. And as a filmer, I'd like to ask a few things. One being, how did film change coaching? Like, how did it affect it?
Well, I can show you examples of what it was like. This is what film used to be.
Okay.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
And to ship and trade film before games. This is actually from 1976, the second game played in that year. This is the offensive cut-ups. We would send these films on buses to schools, and we played the next week. After these cans, these were 16 millimeters, then we had the VHS, right? And then, of course, we had the DVDs, and now we have the computer. So certainly the computer now is much easier. So much stuff is much easier available. Touch of the finger, you have the other team's films you can study, and they have the same at yours. So it's drastically changed. Technology, as far as coaching football, has kept pace with the spread of technology over the past 20 and 25 years.
Did, like, technology, like, change the way you coach, or did it just help you?
Well, it helps you. It obviously helps you. Stuff's out there. It's easy access. Plus, you have the ability to access other coaches and what they're doing, and that might force you to change because you either like what they're doing or you don't like what you're doing and you want to do something about it. And there's information out there, which always has been. Once again, it's much easier to get to help you do one of those things.
And as you were from Indiana, what was the reason you came down to Florida to coach?
What's the temperature July 1st in Florida in July?
180,
100, right? Okay, but let's go back to January 1st. What's the temperature in Indiana?
30?
Maybe 10, 11.
Wow.
What's the temperature in Miami?
80.
There you go.
Okay. And now that you're retired as head coach, what are the things that you do during the day?
Well, I've been the athletic director here since 1982, so it's the same stuff that's been going on for quite a while. We've made a lot of improvements here. We redid our track, obviously, built a new gym, just put another practice field in of artificial turf, so that encompasses a lot of time. Plus this summer we're going to do a lot of renovations, not only in school but also back in this department.
Ah, okay. Well, thank you, Coach Smith.
Thank you guys, and appreciate you coming down here.
Okay.